Hi, I'm Christina Steele,
And I'm Annie Sweeney.
and we are bringing you our new podcast, Holy Banter.
Yes, we are.
Welcome to our new podcast, Holy Banter.
Holy Banter is a podcast, a fun opportunity for us to start a conversation as well as inform you about opportunities that are going to be happening in our parish community.
One of the things we'd like to highlight is your testimony about things that God has done in your life as well. So if you're interested in joining us for an interview, please reach out.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christina Steele with Annie, and we're
Good morning.
back with Holy Banter. And today we have Andrea Simpson, who
Hi,
is our middle school coordinator. Is that your title?
middle school coordinator and now baptism coordinator.
Yeah.
Oh,
Little
okay.
kids and big kids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot. So
Yeah.
she has been on staff here, 2 years now?
Just
Which
about.
is crazy.
Mhm.
And so we're just here to get to know Andrea a little better. So,
Yay.
Thank you
welcome
for
with
having
us.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you were telling us before we even got started about how you're feeling today.
Mhm.
Yes, very tired today.
Uh-huh.
We partied very hard last
Oh.
night.
Already
You
on
had
a
to May the
Sunday.
4th be with you.
Yes.
Middle school party.
Yes, I was just telling some people in the office that we had an epic lightsaber battle last
What
night.
did you use?
We used pool noodles.
Okay.
And I thought we would have a ton left over, but we actually don't. Almost everybody made one.
Oh,
So imagine
they got to make their own lightsabers.
They got to make their own lightsaber. So imagine about 30 kids in the Mary Garden beating each other.
Oh my
with
gosh.
Pool noodles.
Oh my gosh, they loved it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so my kids actually came because we've just really made it like a family affair. So I'll have my oldest is 11. She'll be in 7th grade next year. So
Okay.
she's been in Rooted for the 2 years that I've been in Rooted.
Which is
Okay.
our 5th and 6th grade program.
Yes, exactly. And so she'll join Edge next year in 7th grade. And then my middle son is 9 and he'll be in 5th grade next year. So he'll be in Rooted. And he was asked to join the resistance with a group last night.
Join the
So he
resistance.
already has friends for next year for Rooted. Yeah,
fun.
they would run out the doors and then attack people, but not each other. They made sure that
Did
they
the
were on a
Edge kids
team.
participate too?
They did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Just a little quieter, but yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but I'm tired.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Because you were kind of digging in and doing it a lot on your
Yes.
own.
With
Yeah.
the
With the help of
children.
your
Yes.
children.
Thankfully, with the help of my kids. But yeah, those parties, I love to have parties
Yeah.
for the kids. And I love to
Aw.
have something where, one, it's memorable. So I think for a lot of them, it was
That
memorable.
was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, because I
think
think
it
I've never
was.
probably done that before.
Maybe not.
No,
I don't
'cause
know.
We usually just did color wars and stuff, which you do
Yeah.
those. You don't want to do the same thing every year.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed you came up
I
with
think it's a
something
good
new.
sign when there's minimal tears
Yeah.
and minimal people sitting in the lobby like they can't pick anything to do.
They wanna
so
get
it
rid of-
took
yeah.
me about 2 years to figure out the right formula. But
Those are the signs.
man,
Middle
yeah,
schoolers.
I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
but it takes a lot of work. I mean, I did have one parent volunteer last night and then
Nice.
3/4 of my mentors probably,
Nice.
but just in setup alone for those parties, I mean,
Mhm.
probably 4 hours of setup because
Of
there's
just-
just setup.
You're moving
and then,
furniture around.
right,
and
moving all the furniture,
setting up the
decorating the
games.
room because we
Mhm.
like to have it, or at least I like to have it where they all have dinner together.
Mhm.
So like we had your little lights. I don't remember what your lights were from, like the party light from when you were doing middle
Party light?
school. It like does lights on the ceiling.
Nice.
I don't know.
It might have been from when we did a glow party once.
Could have
or
been.
something, I don't
So
know.
I like went full in. We had Star Wars music and I
That's
had the lights
fun.
dimmed a little bit. So they kind of felt like they were,
That's
you know,
cool.
but it
See, you
takes
were
a
so
little
much
work.
better at that than I was. I was so lazy about games because that just wasn't my thing.
Oh man. Yeah.
We did our enneagrams at work, and hers was you were 7,
Yeah.
and what is
so
it?
joyful.
And it like
so I like to have
she likes the
parties.
party.
So I'm in the right spot, but I just need more people to party with me. Yeah.
Oh, we need more 7s.
I know. This
She's
world
the only
needs more
7 on
sevens.
staff.
I know. Deacon's a part 7, so he does help me quite a bit.
Yes,
but
Deacon likes
yeah,
to party too. That's for
That's
sure.
so sweet.
So what's cool is you grew up at this parish. So
I did.
You
Yeah.
were baptized here.
Yep. And I live across the street.
Your last name was White. Your mom was
Yes.
very involved with the
Mhm,
parish.
She is very involved. Yes. Yeah.
So what was it like growing up here? Because it was probably a pretty small parish.
It was really small. And that's what's amazing and so exciting right now is to, one, be involved in baptisms. I see all the young families that are coming. And when they come for the class, I'm like, how long have you been here? And they're like, a year, 3 months, you know? And so we're just growing. We're growing at a crazy rate. And imagine we have 150 kids registered for middle school. And that's crazy. Not even everyone.
Well, this is kind of impressive because that age is when they kind of start to lose interest. You can't necessarily push them into something. So that's pretty impressive.
And they get very busy. Like 7th and 8th grade is when the sports
competition for sure.
But we have a pretty fun program, I think.
I think so. Really, and that's what I've worked. I mean, you set up a great program, and what I've worked on I was really getting a grasp of it last year, and especially, so we had Teen Week last summer, and that was the first one that we've had. I'm sure we'll talk more about that, but a lot of that program had so much more like interaction and activities, which is difficult. Like more planning.
But it's 2 concurrent programs. So you have 7th and 8th is its own program, and 5th and 6th, and they're at the exact same time. Okay. So when you're running that, it can be difficult because you can't be in 2 places at once.
And does it run inside like a season, like how religious education is like?
It follows RE for the most part.
So we just ended last night.
Okay. And then it's Rooted, and then what's the other?
Edge. So Rooted is 5th and 6th.
Got it.
So when I started, middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th, and there was a lot of talk of putting 5th because here 5th is middle school.
Right.
So and to me, 5th and 6th graders are still kind of innocent and joyful. And I love that age.
Same vibe.
They're hungry for knowledge. So, and if you're in RE, 5th is Old Testament or New Testament, 6th is Old Testament. So if you're to do RE, that's typically the track. So it made sense if we added 5th and did a middle school, we would break 5th and 6th off into its own thing and just focus on Old and New Testament. And then 7th and 8th is where I had a challenge because those kids are starting to really be like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. And it is hard to kind of, and that I struggle with Edge, and I know you've kind of struggled with how to engage the kids.
And what nights and days?
It's Sunday night. So it's like 5:45 to 7:30. And it's
high school meets at the same time.
Yes, high school meets at the same time. And we have dinner together. And then we have short talks, activities, small groups, games that we play together. So it's as much community time as it is learning and faith time.
And there are catechists for these classes as well,
we call them mentors. Right, volunteer mentors. So we have a solid group of 20 adults that come every Sunday night. Yep. And 10 go with Rooted and 10 go with Edge. Now, ideally next year we have 24. 24 is perfect to run the program. 20 is doable. And with a lot of my volunteers have been doing it for years. And they're just great. And without that, I literally, a lot of times I'm more than one person at a time. And so it's really like last night I had the party and then right after the meeting for Teen Week, and I couldn't be in Parish Hall and Whitesell Hall at the same time, but I was able to be like, hey guys, clean it up for me. Thank you. I love you. Bye. I'm going to the other space. So I'm hoping to get some new blood this year, but we have those core mentors that like, you don't need to worry. Like you get all your info. We have all the info, all the activities. They know the curriculum, and you don't have to, you need to prepare in that you need to review what we're doing that week, but it's prepped to you down to here's the instructions for the activity. Here's the balloons, the whatever you need for the activity and go ahead.
Well, I was a religious education teacher for kindergarten this year. A couple years ago, I also was a catechist. I say religious education teacher. That's for kindergarten. Pretty high.
Hey, I did pre-K this year. So
you are handed all the tools. Now it's kind of up to you how you do the classes, and it's up to you to kind of like make sure that you're reading and you're following the curriculum, but truly everything is handed to you.
I would say honestly that I did first grade RE, I've done pre-K, and then obviously middle school I've done for the last 2 years. I would say middle school mentoring is easier than that, in that you are not teaching for a 50-minute period. So the volunteers, it's the expectation that they will lead a talk once or twice throughout the year, and it's about 10 minutes. And So you're not fielding questions. You're not creating, lesson plan or anything like that.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you have to be able to, it takes a special kind of person to be able to connect to 10 to 14-year-old kids.
I agree.
And be able to openly share your faith and answer questions and be vulnerable with them and authentic.
Because sometimes they're going to throw you a zinger.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And you don't have to know all the answers. You just have to be willing to sit down with them.
Great.
So I think it's easier in that if you are just your authentic self and you are there to spend time with them.
They're onto you. They can sniff you out.
Yeah, if you don't care about them, they'll...
Yeah, you don't need to put on a production for kids that can't read. Like, that's not what they're there for, you know? And a lot of them don't want to be there. Like, even my kids sometimes are like, okay, I don't really want to go tonight. And I'm like, well, mom's there. Yeah, they're tired. But there are, like, and I do this with my RE class too. Like, I ask for prayer intentions and they share them, you know? Like, they need prayers. They want prayers. And they have things going on in their life where they need that, you know, like even though they're 10, 11,
that's
12,
a
13,
great
14.
outlet.
Yeah. So I think honestly, yes, middle school can be hard, but I love it and you can do it.
You just can't have hugely high expectations. Sometimes the volunteers think they're going to have these in-depth conversations with the kids. Right. If you can get 5-10 minutes in-depth something out of them, like, that's great.
And also I think a positive interaction is more impactful than like, well, they didn't learn the gifts of the Holy Spirit. You know, like a small group positive interaction is going to go much further than that. And because I don't get to do small groups much because I'm kind of running around, but it's honestly my favorite part, which some people are scared of that, but it's my favorite because I remember we were talking about gifts of the Holy Spirit with Ed my first year. And I'm going to try and get Ed back again this year. One of the kids wanted to talk about the Shazam movie and like something had happened in the Shazam movie. And so like we were able to relate it to the Shazam movie.
Nice.
And we were all laughing and, you know, like, so now they're going to remember, which I can't remember because my brain, I didn't sleep enough last night, but they're going to remember that. And they all laughed together and we talked together. And then it was like, oh, it's already 7:25. Okay, it's time to go. You know?
My daughter just celebrated her first communion on Saturday.
I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We had a party for her.
Yes.
And a family that came was one of her little best girlfriends, another 7-year-old. And she has a sister who is 10, fifth grader.
Yeah.
She talked to me at length about the Minecraft movie.
Oh, yes.
At length. And I knew that the best, most loving thing I could do was listen.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're making me remember that moment with her because there was really nothing else that I was able to connect about.
Right.
She wasn't comfortable talking about, you know, just the ins and outs of, you know, how school, like I knew I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
But she absolutely gravitated toward that Minecraft movie and the details of it.
Yeah.
And you're making me realize how important it is to just truly get on their level.
Right.
Yeah.
And to be present. And like, I can't remember where I heard this, but we cannot evangelize those we do not love. So I've tried to have that approach of love and enthusiasm. And I really feel like now that I have the curriculum and everything under my belt, it's so much easier to connect with these kids. And that's honestly like, especially if you have a middle schooler in your life, like it's easy. You know, you just show up, you connect with them, you listen.
Kind of the same thing that we would want.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's good for advice for anybody.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah. So,
well, I think it's interesting, and to share what you did before you did middle school youth ministry.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a roundabout way, right? So I wanted to be a lawyer my whole life.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I did that, went to law school, ended up in South Carolina for 10 years. And my husband got a job at BMW. And so we moved down there. And I worked at a small firm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So the upstate. We lived in Greer and loved it, but had my first baby and realized I wouldn't get to see her if I didn't quit my job. I quit my job and was a stay-at-home mom in South Carolina. We lived there for 10 years. And then after COVID, we decided to move back because all our family is here and our parents are getting older, and we just really weren't able to see anyone.
COVID had that effect.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. So it changed our lives for sure.
Yeah.
And I just remember it was Mother's Day weekend, actually.
Oh,
so
yeah.
2 years or not. Wait, we've been here almost 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was Mother's Day weekend. And my husband was like, hey, I think there's this job at Allison Transmission where his grandpa used to work. So my husband's an engineer, but his grandpa used to do like production stuff at Allison.
Cool.
And they were just, I mean, it's total God moment, but they were just opening an electric vehicle lab, and that's what he did at BMW. He did all the North America, like all the batteries and stuff. So they were just creating that, like they hadn't even built the building yet. And he's like, I'm thinking about it. And so we moved within 2 months, being like, oh, we're thinking about moving back. And I was like, okay.
Man, the stars aligned.
Yes, they did. Well, I mean, I had a lot of God moments with this move. And even before moving back, I really wanted to get more involved, but I didn't feel comfortable. And I know we've talked about this before, like parents and stuff being comfortable to volunteer with RE or volunteer to be mentors. Like, how do you get there? How do you get to be comfortable? And I just really felt the call that I needed more. And so I went to this women's Bible study that they had in South Carolina.
Got it.
Yes. And there were a lot of older moms there. I was probably one of the youngest, but they gave me like a vocabulary and like a way of thinking where I was like, I didn't wake up and think, what does God want me to do today? But like, that's how those ladies talked. And I was like, what? People think that way? I'm like, okay, you know, and they taught me so much with those Bible studies. I went for a couple years. And it really was like my mom's night out, because I was like, this is a guilt-free, like, bye, here you keep the little babies. I'm going to this.
It was in the evening?
It was in the evening.
Interesting.
Yeah, once a week. And I owe those ladies so much because they gave me the confidence to even take this job. So when we moved back, I just remember thinking like, praying about it. And like, we didn't know. And also the housing market at the time was crazy, which it still is, but there was basically nothing. And we hadn't really been back much other than to visit for 10 years. So we didn't really know, like, I was like, Zionsville, I know, since I grew up here. But other than that, I don't know. And we can't really come back to see the houses. So I remember waking up at like 4 a.m. and just hearing, you'll know today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a male voice, you'll know today. And I was like, okay. And at 7 a.m.
I'll take some of those.
At 7 a.m., my husband called and was like, I got the job. They're going to pay me what we need and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had multiple.
Chills. That's
I mean,
amazing.
No, I remember we went to, it's like Once Upon a Child, because we were getting ready. We thought we were going to move, you know? So we're getting rid of all the kids' stuff because we had to move our whole house up here in a semi. And I remember going there and we were wearing a Purdue shirt, or like one of the kids. And I told this lady, I was like, I just kept asking for signs. And this lady was like, oh, that's so amazing that you, like, she just started talking to us about Purdue. And I was like, oh, we may be moving back and blah, blah, blah. And there was just something that she said that I got goosebumps. So there were multiple.
Do you remember what she said?
I can't remember. Like, I think it was just like, wouldn't that be so amazing to like be near your family or something? I can't remember, but I just remember the feeling of standing there in this random store with this stranger. And I was like,
awesome.
How does she like know? You know, I don't know.
You were open.
Yeah, I was listening. So I think those ladies in South Carolina helped me to listen. Yeah.
Do you keep in contact with any of them?
Well, I haven't. I mean, we've been gone for almost 4 years, so it's hard. But after we did move here, a few months after we moved here, one of the ladies was up in Wisconsin visiting family, and she actually stopped by our house just to say hi.
Very cool.
Yeah, her name is Anne.
That's
She's
a heck
very
of a
sweet.
bond.
Yes. Yeah. They were amazing. And they're doing that. She is called?
You mean She Shall Be Called Woman?
She Shall Be Called Woman.
We're starting that this fall
here.
Yeah,
they're doing that in South Carolina.
Nice.
So they have a really active,
I
think their parish is maybe like 5 times bigger than ours or something. It's huge.
We're starting
but they have a really active
Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. in September.
I think that's
starting that. Yes,
yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So I can't remember. And then, so we get back here and it turns out the house on the end of the street of where I grew up was for sale. So my parents went in and FaceTimed me from there. And I was like, okay, done. We'll take it. Yeah. So within 24 hours, so less than 2 months, start to finish, we were maybe, and then we were moved in.
Goodness.
Yeah.
He needed you here immediately.
Yeah, he did.
Immediately.
So I took.
So what year was that?
2021.
4 years ago.
2021.
July 2021. So we're coming up on 4 years. And I was able to stay home for a couple years. And then I was like, you know what? need some more cash, need to help support the family a little bit. And I just really was trying to think of what am I passionate about? You know, what do I think I can do? Because I wanted something, not that I couldn't do law again, but I wanted something that I would still be able to be there for my family. And I mean,
some flexibility.
I had no idea. Like I said, my boys came and helped me set up the party. They went to the party. My mom was there to speak about the party. You know, like it's just become a family affair. And I'm so grateful for that.
Wow.
So I just got online and it was like middle school coordinator position. I was like, I've got a middle schooler soon. I can do that. And then thankfully they took a chance and let me do it.
It was a godsend because we had 0 applicants.
I was
basically doing 2 jobs, and
that's funny.
She came in at the last minute, and
yes, because it was August, wasn't it?
And literally, I trained her in like a day, and was like, "Good luck." I mean, I was still here.
I do.
But
I remember
that very quickly.
I just remember. That's funny that I was the only one.
You were. We were like asking people.
I mean, talk about a God thing, right? Like, I was like, okay, what am I passionate about? And I was like, church. I'm passionate about church. I get on the website. That's on the website. I apply, and then the next day Kimberly calls me and it's like, come on in.
But I think like a move, a marriage, getting a new job, unfortunately losing a job, like those are big things in life, right?
Oh yeah.
But think about the small effects of you getting this job.
Oh, it's changed my family's life for sure.
But it's changed like other people's. It changed hers.
You're welcome.
She's been such a positive addition to the staff.
I love it here.
She always sees the positive, and sometimes I can go to, I don't want to say I'm a cynic, but I'm a realist.
Yeah. You are. You and my husband are both.
Yeah, and so that's why you and Emily are a good counterbalance to that.
Good. So, good. I think that, you know, Jesus was a carpenter. I believe that he's always in the details.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that he loves to be in the details. And I think that there is like almost something humorous about it.
Right.
Because when you think about 4 years ago, all of the decisions and the things that fall in place.
His plan's much better than my plan.
And then all of a sudden there are kids that are going to have memories from that carry on through their life.
I hope so.
Like just that alone.
Yeah.
The joy, the excitement, the happiness that they had, that was God.
Right.
In that little moment.
Right.
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's changed my family in a way where we have, I think, a lot of life, you know, I don't have to separate my work from my faith life anymore, you know?
That's inspiring.
So that is my life now. So I think for my kids, like we don't miss mass anymore. You know, like there is no excuse in our house.
Right.
Unless you are sick. We are going.
In 2 days.
We are going. Exactly. Like it's just, and we talk about Jesus so much more. And like they're here they want to know what I'm doing. And like they get excited about it. Like they wanted to go to the party. And it's just funny, like how just the conversation has changed in our house. And I'm just really grateful for that because I know a lot of times it's hard where, okay, work is not, you know, Jesus focused or whatever.
Yeah.
And to have to turn that off and then turn this on or, you know, separate those parts of your life. So I'm really grateful for that my kids can have more time here and we've got like our spot, you know?
Yeah. I feel when I'm here, sometimes when I'm in church, I feel home.
Right. That's what I always say.
And you have even more.
Oh, yeah.
And you do too.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are really at the heart of it all.
Well, and I grew up here, right? And so like there's a lot of people's parents that I recognize that are still here. But even moving back, I did not feel connected right away. But like I've been here for years and years and years. But then just those 10 years being gone, I mean, I didn't feel connected to the church building as much because I think that was 2004.
It was 20 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I graduated high school that year. I went off to Purdue, did law school, went to South Carolina. So I just never really like connected with that building even. And we were married in that building. And the other funny thing is we had all 3 of our kids baptized here. Like over Christmas break, we would drive up and schedule the baptism. And it's like God knew we were coming back. You know, like I don't know. We just did.
Where's your husband from?
He is from like his parents live in Avon area. Okay. So he actually grew up in Speedway.
That's right.
Yeah. So he went to St. Chris. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows Lauren's husband. They were like good friends in elementary school.
They, at the Christmas party, they kind of reconnected. They didn't know that
After
their
about a
wives
million
worked
years.
together.
That's awesome.
I know, it was so weird.
That is
So we
cool.
get to do our one date night out with them.
Nice.
Yeah, like we've done a yearly double date with them. Yeah, that's been
Aw,
fun
That's great.
to have that connection. Yeah.
So one of the other things we want to hear about is you and Christy, our high school youth minister, started Teen Week last year, which is something that I know people have wanted for a long time. It's kind of a teen version of VBS, kind of.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. When is it? And
it was Christy's idea last year. We were kind of I think we were at the net retreat, just hanging out. And she's like, I have this idea. And I was like, let's do it. It'll be great. So her idea was to have a way for the high schoolers to minister to the middle schoolers.
Okay.
So it's like VBS in that there's a bunch of kids there, but it's not like, it's different. So it's in the evening.
Okay.
So it's from 6 to 8. It's June 1st through June 4th. So a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night.
Coming up again.
It's coming up. Yep. And we plan to have it every first week of June, like same. So VBS is usually the second week of June. So ours is the first week of June.
Okay.
So it's runs Sunday through Wednesday in the evening.
Okay.
And we have dinner, we have games, we have activity, we have talks, we have prayer.
Where's this held?
It's here.
And what are the ages that participate?
Ages rising 5th grade. So as of fall 2025, 5th grade through outgoing 8th.
Got it.
So we wanted to have coverage for those kids that are not really into VBS anymore. My 5th grader is going to VBS and Teen Week, so he's double dipping. But we wanted coverage for those kids that were getting ready for middle school, and they have the opportunity to meet middle schoolers at their parish and spend time with them and hang out with them, build their resistance team, before they go to middle school for the first time. And then through our outgoing 8th. So then our volunteers are freshmen through seniors in high school.
And it's Weitzel Hall.
It's actually outside, ideally, weather permitting, but
dinner?
Mary Garden. Yeah, so the Mary Garden's our base, and we'll have it all decorated. Our theme this year is Always Forward, and it's kind of a spiritual survival mission, I would say. So it's wilderness-esque, like Bear Grylls / Jesus. And we're it's going to be really fun. I'm excited.
And dinner is provided by people? You guys are getting it?
Yeah, so it costs $40 to register.
Okay.
So that's for 4 nights of dinner, dessert, activities, all kinds of things. So basically $10 a night, which is pretty cheap.
How is your volunteer roster?
It's actually really good. We have a lot of adults. We could always use more, but we have anywhere from 9 to 12 adults every night.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Do they actually do things, or are they mostly they're just as...
The goal is to have the teens do as much as possible.
Oh.
This year, right now, we have between 10 to 12 teens. Ideally, we'd have 18. So we're a little short on teens right now, so we need to recruit some more. But the teens essentially run everything. So adults are more there for like supervision, questions, organization, monitoring. So talk about easy. Like I was saying, it's easy to be a volunteer. This is the easiest middle school thing that you can sign up for.
My girlfriend helped last year and said it was a blast. She had fun, and she was just an adult volunteer. And she was like excited to do it again.
That's great.
We have Jean Hurlt, who runs the kitchen a lot for us throughout the year.
Let's be honest, Jean runs a lot.
She does half run the whole parish. But thank goodness she is free that week. So she has volunteered to run the kitchen for us. More adults for the kitchen would be great because we will be making their food. Okay. Jean will be making it. So
it's a lot to organize. It's a lot.
So I'm not stressed about that because Jean's going to be there. So she will hold it down. Yes, exactly. But we've got a different menu for every night, different desserts for every night. So the thing I'm really excited about too is the teens are just so sweet. So it's fun to I don't get to spend a lot of time with them. Because I only have this is only my second year. So we'll have some more funnel into high school, but it's fun they're just excited, like they don't have to be there. Right. And like, they just want to share their faith with the middle school kids. And the middle school kids, they don't want to do that one extra thing, but the ones that do sign up and come, not one person had a bad time last year. Like,
what was your attendance last year?
So last year was our first year and we had 36 middle schoolers.
That's really good though.
Yeah. So our usual for like a special event or a retreat 30 to 40 is what we usually pull for
That's
that.
really
Beautiful.
good.
Yeah.
That really is good because
So this year we have 20 registered already.
that's great.
So registration's open for another few weeks.
Okay.
But I mean, last year we took somebody day of. It was my neighbor. It was my neighbor. And you know, we'll take you day of. We would
Sure.
love to have you.
Yep.
And you have a lot of fun stuff this summer playing for the kids.
We do. So Teen Week is just one of them. And I didn't even say the most fun part of Teen Week. So last year we also have an adventure day. So the high schoolers that do volunteer, they get to go on adventure day for free with us. So it's like a different cost. It's $35 this year to do adventure day. And the Knights of Columbus have gotten us a bus. So we're all going to get on a school bus here and we're going to go to Adrenaline Family Fun Park, which I think
I
is
haven't even
like
heard of it.
I think it's in Castleton, but it's like Castleton Fishers, you know, over there. I don't know. We're taking a bus. They know where we're going. I'll be on the bus. And we get 4 hours to jump in foam pits and eat pizza and just do
Are you renting
stuff.
it out or is it just like your...
I think just our group is there.
cool.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
like there'll
That's
be
on-
other people there, but
and
it's
that's
a
on
Thursday. Yeah. So that's June 5th. So understandably,
after
that's
your week.
during the day. Yeah. So we will have some high schoolers are working at that
Mhm.
point, so they won't be able to join us. But
Yeah.
I think so far we have 7 or 8 that are signed up, and it would be nice to have a couple more adults for that, but that's hard because it's during the
Work day,
day.
yeah.
So I've signed my husband up for that.
I hear that
He's
a lot.
taking the day off.
Women who are involved in the
Oh,
church
yeah.
and work in the office, I
Yep.
hear them go,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not doing anything else. Like
He's
signing
my
him up.
plus one for that.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna have the whole family come for that. We'll have Walker come
That's
for that
awesome.
too. So he's basically, he'll be in kindergarten. But
Oh,
he's like our
He-
mascot.
Walker, he and Cecilia would have a blast together.
He's a
I
piece
like
of
the
work.
name Walker.
So,
That's solid.
Yeah,
He's an ornery little guy.
he is. He had so much fun last night. So he's excited for foam pits and
Right.
pizza. So it'll be good. And then, because I think, yes, this is about our faith and it's perseverance in faith. So we're trying to give these kids tools, like God already gave us the tools, but trying to put it in a perspective for the kids of the high schoolers are survival guides for the week. And they are helping us see these tools that God's given us to get through our faith journey.
What are the
So-
tools?
Prayer, everyone else around them, so we even have, we
so
have
cool.
a game
I want to participate.
that I made up called Extraction Point. And I'm going to hide small group leaders with walkie-talkies around the campus. And they can only answer yes or no questions when the kids get clues from these Bible verses and they have to find them with walkie-talkies with yes or no
fun.
questions.
Don't you think it's so
We'll see if it works.
don't you think it's so incredible that you have a law degree to help you with these games?
Right? I know.
It's amazing.
That's why my parents paid lots of money. Anyway, but yeah, so it's going to be fun. But that's just the first thing.
Mhm.
So then we've got, we started this last summer. We're doing Milkshake Mondays. So we have kind of shifted a little bit to Mercy Mondays and Sunday Fun Days.
Like combined middle and high. high
Right.
school.
So it's
Okay.
5th grade. It's open to 5th grade through 12th grade and like incoming 5th grade. So I've also signed my son up for some of those. But we wanted to have a way for the kids to serve. One, to have fun, just straight fun. No lesson, no anything, just fun. And then also a way for them to serve and be the hands and feet of Jesus.
Nice.
So we've got 3 Mercy Mondays. Summer's a little bit shorter, unfortunately, this year.
Oh, yeah.
3 Mercy Mondays and 3 Sunday Fun Days. So our first Mercy Monday is in June, and it's June 16th, and we're going to Gleaners Food Bank. And we need parent volunteers for that. We need parent drivers because we'll all meet here. And obviously we need kid volunteers too. We'll meet here and we'll go down to Gleaners for a shift, and it's like for 3 hours.
Okay.
So we have been to Gleaners before, and the kids really liked it. They can help people shop. They can help organize the food. And it's just, all the volunteers there were really great and like interactive with us. And it's just a huge operation. So the kids really liked that. The second one will probably be a favorite because in July 7th, we're going to the Caring Center. And I think it's neat to have them, like last night at the party, we stuffed Caring Center bags for the food drive.
Okay.
I had my mom come. She does a lot with the Caring Center, especially the Giving Tree.
Okay.
So she talked to them about that. And it's a way for them to see like, what is the Caring Center? Like we
Yeah.
hear about it, we
Yeah.
donate things, but what is it?
Right.
Teresa Hanners runs the Caring Center
Right.
and she's amazing.
Mhm.
So we went last year. The kids loved it, and their favorite part was going to Wendy's afterwards. So we're gonna go to Wendy's again because
Yeah.
we don't want to disappoint.
Right. But
So-
I think it's important, and this is what I teach my daughter too. we work, we do our responsibilities, and we
Right.
stay focused, then we can reward ourselves if
Yeah.
we want. So I think that's an okay
So
balance.
we'll go right. So we'll go to the caring center and do whatever they need us to do.
Cool.
And then last year I think it was like sorting things, you know, because you're helping at the actual.
Oh, they need help with
place.
that.
They need
Right, they do. But it is like zero waste from what they told us last year.
Wow.
So even if you donate all of your leftover garage sale items, which is what we were going through last year, like they will recycle things. They'll use
Wow.
things at the store. Like it's amazing.
That is
Yeah. So if
amazing.
you haven't been there, like in person, it's really cool. And then they gave us a little tour of like their food bank too, and talked to us about that and how that
Right.
works. So I think it's really neat for the kids to do that. And then, you know, the Wendy's draws them in.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
We'll go to
Frosty.
Wendy's afterwards. And then our last one is going to be a new one this year. We're going to Wheeler Mission's Men's Shelter.
Oh.
So the kids have really asked to do a service project in which they interact with the people they're helping.
Ooh.
So at Gleaners, there's a
Yeah.
smaller chance, like if shopping is
Yeah.
going on, like they can assist. So some of the kids did do that last time, but at the Caring Center and Gleaners, it's generally behind the scenes work.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's hard to find direct interaction when you're
Yes.
children.
Yeah,
So
that's hard to do.
I'm impressed that they have opportunities
Yes,
for them.
they
at
do.
Wheeler.
So it is smaller, but we were able to work with them to find a spot at the men's shelter. So I think we can take up to like 15 people, adults, which is generally what we get because it's hard. I mean, it's during an actual Monday. And it's usually in the mornings or like early afternoons. So as a parent volunteer, you either need to be a stay-at-home parent or willing
Yeah.
to take the day or, you know, move your schedule around. But we do need help with that. I mean, we need at least 3, especially since Christy's not here, 3 adults other than me, 1 willing to drive and then 2 more to at least chaperone. But it's a really awesome opportunity to be able to see your kids help. And I think with Wheeler, especially, we will make the meal and we will serve it to the people at the shelter. So they're going to have that interaction.
And I think that's so important because I think the kids in Zionsville, they don't really see poverty here. And so to interact with people who are in poverty or struggling, it just can be very eye-opening and maybe help them appreciate the things that they have.
So those are our Mondays. And then we are having Sunday fun days. So the Knights of Columbus have agreed to have a youth-only bingo night. So apparently a lot of the high schoolers want to play bingo. So we're like, okay. So the Knights are going to make us dinner like they did last night, like grill out and everything. I know. And they're going to have their full setup and call bingo for us. And we've already got a bunch of prizes. Well, it'll be free to the kids. Like we've already, you know, bought prizes and everything.
Sweet.
And yeah, the Knights agreed to host.
She's a lot more fun than I was.
It's because of her law degree.
Right? I know.
It's because she's a 7.
Yeah, it is. God made me this way. So that's June 29th. And then hopefully Christy will be back for the next one. In July, we're going to, hold on, I'm blanking. July, I can't remember what our Sunday fit. We're going to have it here and it's going to be milkshakes and water wars. So we will provide the water balloons. Everybody needs to bring their super soaker. And my little kids like that one too. They liked throwing water balloons at big kids. So
Sounds like magic.
if you want to be targeted, they will get you.
So, but it sounds like there's ice cream in there.
Ice milkshakes. Yeah, they get to make their own milkshakes. We have a
yeah, we have
milkshake
milkshake
machine.
Make their
We
own.
do. Yeah.
This is a blast.
So I do need adult help for that. We will make milkshakes and run around and just have fun.
Sweet.
And that's in July. So hopefully it better be warm that night. Because last year
Better
it was
be.
not warm enough.
Weird.
I know it was in June. So we moved it to July this time.
That's a good idea.
But my favorite Sunday fun day is in August. So it's the Sunday before school starts. So August 3rd. We were having a private pool party at a Zine Aqua. So
Sweet.
we rented it out from 8 to 10 p.m. and we'll have pizza and snacks and we'll decorate.
Love that.
And it does cost $10, even if you are a member, because we have to
Nothing.
reserve like the pool.
Yep.
So that there's a fee for that. And then obviously, you know,
And
food
last
and
year
everything like
got
that.
rained out.
So it's from 8 to
Bummer.
10. Last year we made it to about 8:30
No
before we had
thunderstorms.
lightning.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I know it was a bummer,
Oh.
but it was a blast. The 30 minutes were great. You know, so I hope
That's 30 minutes of my
everybody,
life.
well, all the kids that were there were like, are we going to reschedule? And I'm like, we can't, summer is over. You know, like we couldn't reschedule.
Yes, next year.
But
Yeah, next
yes,
year.
exactly. So we reached out to them like months ago. I was like, is this date open? We want it. And the pool's heated this year.
Yeah, that's
So-
right.
I haven't been to this facility yet.
It's 12 feet deep at one point. So I don't
Yeah,
know
it's like
how
an
you would
Olympic sized
keep that.
pool
Yeah.
and they have like a kids a kiddie pool and they have a diving well. But when you do the party, like we get all of it. So they provide lifeguards and we get
and they have a basketball court.
They do it.
And they have Foursquare and
ping pong.
They have tons to do there.
Yeah. So
Or
this year, I think, yes, they do have that. And I think they have more this year, actually. I think they added some more stuff.
I think they have like air, or what's it called?
They have a zip line.
Oh, they do?
They have a zip line into the diving well.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like it's like gonna go nuts about that.
I think it's called a zip. I don't know. But like you jump on like a rope swing type thing into the diving well.
That's epic.
So it's only $10 and it's open to like if you want your friends to come, they don't have to be
Catholic.
They don't have to be Catholic. They don't have to go. They don't have to go here. Because I've had kids. I had kids in 4th grade, so I visited all the 4th grade RE classes to invite them to Teen Week, invite them, to join Rooted next year. And one of the kids, I was telling him about the event, and one of the kids was like, "Do they have to be Christian to come?" And I was like, "Jesus welcomed everything." So like everybody can come to my party, right? So everybody's invited. I think we reserved it for like 100 kids.
I might have
and we may have had like 30 to 40 last year, but I think this weekend we had it a weekend before. I think this weekend being like everybody's got to be back.
Yeah.
Like we're out of time, because Tuesday school starts.
No one's gonna be out of town,
and the pool's heated.
Amazing. So you have all these fun things, these 2 groups, and you have created an environment scene where there are a handful of reasons, good, positive, solid reasons why a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade kid should come.
Right.
And you have things already planned. You have games, you have food, you have, a decent amount of volunteers. You have dates set, you have places reserved, and you're creating a community where kids can start to build relationships and start to open up and have a safe place, but a good place, a good outlet. So it's already in place and it's already there, and you are presenting it to everybody, right?
Yeah.
For parents who might not yet understand reasons why,
right,
to get their kids to come, explain to us why we should kind of go the extra mile and make this a little bit more of a priority for their kids.
Well, I think that's a good point, because I think sometimes we get first communion and it's like, you can wait a few years and then get confirmation. So that's a great question.
For my daughter now, I am going, okay, so it's 3/4 religious education. What's the point?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got now 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, where they do, like you said, they kind of turn a corner into different things.
Right.
How do we make this? Because as you know, being a part of a Bible study or a women's group, we know the value of being able to be with like-minded, Christ-filled other people, women especially. How do we help parents understand the value that this priority can be for their kids? What do their kids get at?
Everybody has a different journey, right? So you never know, but your kid at this point in their life is trying to figure out who they are and who they want to be. And I know Christina knows that. She's done a lot of research when she set up this program.
The average age kids decide they don't want to be Christians 13.
Yeah. Okay. So that's right. That's right in the center of Edge.
Okay.
So that's the kind of group you wouldn't think, okay, my 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, they're not making decisions right now that are going to affect their whole life, right? Like hopefully, but this could be. It could be. And so why not try to get them here to be able to steer them in a way that, okay, this is what your life could be. You could be a disciple of Christ. And we try to show them gradually every week ways they can do that, ways that small ways, giving up 3 hours to go to Gleaners to see look at this work that needs to be done for people that need help, So that's kind of a bigger thing, but even just coming
for community.
Right. Coming for community, being able to have a group. I think it's so powerful to have a group of 40 kids in the room for Edge, 7th and 8th graders, and say, my grandma is sick. Will you all pray for my grandma?
Yeah.
And then right there, we all pray for your grandma. To have some kind of outlet that's not your parents, not your family, where you can have that support and have the mentors. I know we had a couple kids that had a rough night last night at the party, but there was one, right when it happened, a mentor was there to help. And then that person moved on to a different room, so we are open to kids that are in every single stage, whether they want to be there or don't want to be there. But we have mentors that are there that want them there, if that makes sense. And even adults are like, okay, it's Sunday again. We got to go to this again. My goal is to make it so that if all they get is that they spent an hour and a half and got to make a new friend at church, that's fine. Like if they can't tell me what the Bible story was, ideally they would be able to know.
Just fine.
And I also tell, like, I have weekly communication with the parents, and I say, like, hey, I hope, generally I end it with, it's our hope when your child returns to you on Sunday night that they know this or da-da-da, whatever it is we're learning. Like, hey, they can ask them in the car about that. Or like, this is our goal. Like, you're not just sending them to drop them off. Like, we're hoping to get to this point today.
And that's why when we intentionally call them mentors and not volunteers, because kids at that age,
catechists,
they're pulling away from their parents. They need adult mentors in their life. Right. So it's like, if they're not they're figuring out their identity, they're looking for guidance. And if you don't provide that to them, they're going to be finding it
someone else
in the schools, which is secular or online, or, of course, some kids have great coaches in their life, but again, coming from people of faith, they need to be around other people of faith because there's just something
different. And the high schoolers are how old?
The high school, for teen week or just regular?
The mentors?
The mentors are adults.
Mentors are.
This year, we've tried to have, after seeing how teen week went and how engaged the middle school, we even had kids that came to teen week that generally would not be engaged on a normal edge night, and they enjoyed teen week.
Sure.
So seeing how having the high schoolers there kind of shifted us a little bit to what kind of activities we do. And then also we had a male high school mentor with the 8th grade boys. And more high school boy mentors would be amazing. And we also had a few amazing high schoolers that came almost every single week for the 8th grade girls group and the 7th grade girls group. So just the 8th grade girls group alone, I believe they had like 12 to 14 girls in their group. Oh. And they would have 12 to 14 every week.
Wow.
And because they would come to see their mentor.
And that's huge.
And they would like she would hang out with them the whole time. Yeah. And even last night she came to the party and they were like playing games together. So to have that consistency in their life and those friends that they see and they can talk about these topics.
You're building a foundation.
Well, but that just speaks a lot to her that, they obviously felt connected to her, that they wanted to be there.
Right.
That's great.
And so that still does happen, but especially with the sports, like spring sports and everything like that. And just the schedules get crazy in May, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
Yep. But to have that, I think having that community, having that pull, they're going to pick, okay, we'll go to the edge party tonight because so-and-so is going to be there.
Yeah.
Yep. And because it's fun. Yeah. And we're hanging
and then they're going to be with them next year in high school.
Right.
Theoretically.
Yeah. So. And that's the other thing, is having another face, another welcoming face when they move on to that next phase. So I think, and I think it's this time in life can be very lonely too, like with social media and like all the transitions.
Nobody understands.
Right.
Yeah.
So to have that group, at least you have that similar communication where everyone is hearing the same thing. Everyone is praying for the same thing. You have that kind of rock in your life, right?
Absolutely. And so for the parents to know that the people their children are going to and speaking to and they're going to be around, that they have faith, the right intent. That's good for the parents to know too. My child is going someplace other than me. Yeah. At a certain point, I need to let them breathe and figure out their own way, but they're in good hands.
And I would love to have more. The thing with middle school is they kind of get dropped off and they run in and then they just kind of run out. So I would love to have more parents, we do have tons of parents that help with the kitchen because we make them dinner every time they come. So, and by we, I mean Jean and Lori. Thank God for them. But a lot of parents volunteer, otherwise we wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. So like that's one way they get involved and they get to see the kids that are there. They get to see who their kids' friends are at Edge and Rooted. And I would love to have more opportunities. And that's like with Teen Week, like you don't need to be a yearly mentor. Ideally, you're not, because at this point, the yearly mentors are tired, right? They've been there every week. So just to get them in. Like, just like I got into that Bible study and I was like, okay, like, this is where I want to be. So yeah. And we had parents help with our Christmas party, and Celine Garland was there last night doing Minute to Win It games. And it's like, just to have, it was only an hour and a half, right? Or 2 hours, but man, did I need her to run that game. But now she's interacted with those kids, and hopefully she'll come back next time. Yeah. So
it sounds like you haven't missed a beat with this stuff. I mean, a Christmas party, it just keeps coming.
We have a fall party, a Christmas party, and an end of the year party. Oh. Yeah. And then with Edge too, I think the cool thing we've tried to do with that program, so Rooted is more of, it's got a little bit of RE in there. Because you're learning more about the Bible. So the New and Old Testament. So there's more stories, facts, things that you're learning, but in an interactive
It's kind of like a youth ministry light.
Yeah. So it's a mixture of the two. And then Edge, we like to take field trips to the church and like get in there. Like last year, one of my favorite nights was baptism. And so we did a full mock baptism. Like we had kids be the parents of these like baby dolls. And I remember the parents and godparents, and like, who are you going to pick from your group to be your godparent? This is what the godparent does. Like that's not something I ever thought about until I had a kid, but to think like, okay, who is this person in your life that you would entrust your baby doll with their faith journey?
Baptize them.
Deacon did. Yeah.
Just so they could see a real baptism.
He did a full baptism, and they got certificates. They named their child.
Did they get candles too?
Good question. I don't know if we did that, but see, I wasn't in charge of baptism at the time, so I didn't have access to all this. Now I've got, next year's baptism is going to be real good.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, they had certificates. But I remember one of the kids who's in high school now, he would not let that baby go. Like, and it's just a baby doll, like baby dolls I brought from my house, and one of the godparents was like, "Can I hold it?" He's like, "No." Oh. Yeah. So they really got into it. That's what the kids have said for Edge, like 7th and 8th grade. They want those field trips. Yeah. Like, even if it's just going to church and like seeing the stations or like seeing where adoration is, like leaving that room and going and like doing it or getting involved with it.
I think doing is so much better than just talking.
Yeah. So that's what really, and we do that in Rooted too, but they seem to be more engaged and more interested in like learning it.
That's just part of developmentally.
Yeah. Like 5th and 6th, they're just really into that. So like and they talk more in the small groups, but 7th and 8th grade, it's harder to get them to open up. So if you are going on the field trip, it kind of, you see it, you interact more, and it's a little more easier flow of like talking to each other.
It's amazing how this is a fit for you.
I know, she's awesome.
I do love it.
You didn't plan for this.
Definitely did not
go to school for this. You didn't work for this. You just were like, I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And then it seems like it just continues to unravel for you.
Yeah. It's not work. This is not work for me.
Well, what's awesome is she's just game to do anything.
Yeah. I'll try it. I'll try it once. Right. That's what my mom has always said. She'll go anywhere once, like she'll go anywhere once. So I'll try it.
Is your mom a 7 too, you think?
That's a good, probably. I don't know. She may be more a 1 than a 7, but there's something in there. Mm-hmm. She likes to host. Yeah. So it was funny because she was there last night and I was like, okay, Mom, I need you to give like a little speech about the Caring Center.
Sweet.
And I told my 11-year-old, I was like, Meemaw's going to be there. She's our special guest. And the kids were like clapping for her. It was so cute. She's like, I think she was nervous. Like, well, it was 80 people she doesn't know. Yeah. I mean, RE this year was easy because anything we had left over from middle school or whatever, I'm like, let's make this, not lightsaber, but let's make this cross or whatever, So we just I brought a lot of like just the winging it. Like just the answering question, like, what's your question? Okay, let's talk about it, instead of, all right, well, we've got to get to this and we need to make this book out of here.
Yep. They're not going to remember any of that.
It's given me the confidence to do that, though.
Because my husband was just asking me yesterday, do you remember your first communion? I was like, I don't. I mean, I was 8.
I remember my socks.
I just remember my hair looked like crap and I was mad my mom didn't brush my hair. That's all I remember.
I don't remember it at all.
If you see my picture, my hair's like all over the place.
My mom was like aghast. That I didn't remember my party. Like, how could you not?
You're 8 years old.
I don't even really remember my confirmation, though. Like, I feel like after 3 kids, my brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, I remember yesterday.
Well, it sounds like you have so much good stuff going on. God bless you.
Lots of fun stuff.
Staying the course.
Yeah.
You have an open mind. Like, thank goodness you have an open mind.
Well, and the flexibility, I think the staff, it's like, I know. at first you're a little nervous when you start, right? Because it's like, okay, I have to do all these things like by myself, you know? But like the staff and the volunteers know someone's going to be there to help you along the way. So like, even with Christy, especially with Christy, like we work really well together and she's on maternity leave, which I'm so happy for her.
Yay.
Her new baby, Cecilia.
Yes.
Oh, okay, girl.
Yeah. So she's only like 2 weeks old or something?
Yeah.
She was I mean,
she was at
that's
confirmation.
right. She was at confirmation. So
But you're a man down.
Right.
Right.
We're a man down. So I need lots of parent help. And I just feel like I didn't come about it the typical way. Right. Like I never.
I think most of us, I would studied accounting. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I did communications, PR, joyful things, and then law. Yeah. I mean, I just remember my law memories. I was pregnant with Violet. I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant with Violet. So pretty big. And I had to go visit the middle, like the medium level corrections facility. So I'm like going to, it's called Tiger River. So I had to go to this prison to like go interview these people. And like we had these lawsuits because we did contracts for the Department of Corrections in South Carolina. So it's like not that long ago, like 11 years ago, right? I was in my heels, pregnant, taking baby to their first like prison visit. Now we're here, you know?
That's
so
crazy.
I definitely did not take the typical route.
You've been squeezing a lot in.
Right. Just a little bit.
Squeezing it in.
Yeah. But I think just like think of where you want your family to be, right? And that was the other, COVID was another change.
I like that.
We had my daughter did first communion during COVID or like at the second year or whatever. So I had to be her catechist for it, like for that last year of formation because there was no formation.
Sure.
So they would give us the materials. And so I would force my middle child to do it at the same time. I'm like, hey, here's our hour of like, RE. So I had to do it at home. So like that was the start for me with my own family. You know, like you start with your own family, you can build your confidence, build your faith. And like, we don't expect you to know the answer. Like, we just need you to be willing to be present and to listen.
Nice.
That's it.
Faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
There were times as a catechist, and I shared the classroom with my friend and fellow catechist, Laura Noto.
Yeah.
Noto. I hope I'm saying that right. But there were times that she and I would be like, the best thing we can do is just sit down and listen to them. We had a big square blanket.
Yeah.
And we call it the prayer square.
Nice.
And
I love a good name.
We talked, how was the day? What was your blessing today?
Right.
Who do we want to pray for? And the light just shines. And
It's so cute.
when you're doing God's work, however simple or big it is, and Mother Teresa teaches us that too, right? That it works out. Things fall in place.
Right.
And when we did the revival, I would kind of worry about the details. Not worry, but just kind of anticipate, we need this, we need that. Christina was always, God's going to take care of it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Remember?
Except for when you're missing a microphone.
That was my fault. There were a couple moments that I was, worried about things working out.
Yeah.
It for me as a human.
Yeah.
But when you're doing these things that are very profound and you're taking care of others, he's gonna fill the void.
And I think that's normal to be like nervous about it. It's normal to be nervous to, want to volunteer.
Yeah.
Right. And you want it to go well. But honestly, it's like I said, like, we just need you to be there. We need you to give up that time to be there for the kids and be willing to do that. And I can work with the rest.
A warm body.
No, not a warm body. A loving body.
If you don't like middle schoolers, you should not be there.
Yeah, no, we don't want that's the thing is I say it like anyone can do it, which they can. Technically they can, but we want your heart to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
So more so what I'm saying is you don't need to know how to do the rosary. Maybe you learn it with your group.
There you go.
Maybe you learn it together.
Yeah.
You don't need to have spent hours in adoration. You don't need to have even been
right.
Yeah. Because we'll take a field trip and we'll show you how to do it.
How great is it to be human in front of these other little humans and say, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll learn it together.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So that's what I need. I need a willingness to learn, a willingness to listen.
So if somebody is interested, kind of wants to poke their head into like what you might need, they get a hold of you how?
Email me. So middle school at zionsvillecatholic.com is my email.
Middle school at zionsvillecatholic.com.
Yeah. Or they can call the office 317-873-2885 and they can leave me a message if I'm not here. As you know, summer hours are crazy. So I will be remote a lot. So email is best, but like I said, I mean, if you're free Wednesday and I will say adults need to be safe and sacred trained.
Yes.
So, which is easy to do.
So easy to do.
So if you're not that, please do that
Yeah.
beforehand. You'll
Now,
have
does
to do
that
that.
cost money to do the sacred?
No,
Okay.
it's free. Just
And-
your time.
And it's basically like an
Online,
email,
totally.
an online thing. It takes less
Couple
than 10
videos,
minutes.
quizzes.
No, it
takes
takes
a
longer
little
than
while.
it's the videos on.
I don't remember.
Like
It's
2
been
hours.
so long.
You have to redo it every 3 years. I mean, I would say an hour or two. It's just
Okay.
kind of videos on how to be safe with children,
Got it.
Yeah.
and then
Very common
they do
sense,
background
but
check.
important.
Yeah.
Yes, and they run a background
Okay.
check.
So there is
So
just
that is the
a
requirement.
little bit of something. That you
Yes,
have to do.
if they haven't done it already.
But
So
then
it
you
does
can-
last for 3 years. So if you've taught RE, you've had to do that. If
Yeah.
you've interacted with children at all,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like in a formal volunteer
It's
capacity,
no
you've
different
had
than
to
when
do
you
that.
volunteer in your own
At
child's
school.
school.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Same difference.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
So that has to be done. But I'm telling you, if Wednesday morning you email me and say, hey, I'm free tonight from 6 to 8 and I'm done, I'm safe and sacred trained, come on over.
Sweet.
I'll find something for you to do.
Sweet.
So I think we talked about this in one of the staff meetings, like planting the seeds, watering, and then God makes it grow.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Amen.
I see the mentors, the adults in Edge and Rooted, and then the adults that are coming to help with Teen Week, we're planting the seeds.
Yeah.
The high schoolers are watering it during Teen Week, and then God's making it grow.
There it is.
And you get to see it. I know the adults that went last year that participated saw it. Like this is
That's
now the weekly Edge and Rooted. Sometimes it can be a little hard because you get lost in the weeds of like every week.
Yeah.
But this in 4 nights, you see it.
That's
I
really
bet.
So
neat.
it is really neat.
June 1st through the 4th.
June 1st through the 4th from
Got it.
6 to 8 p.m. in the Mary Garden.
Yay.
So yeah,
Outside.
it is.
Bless you.
Yeah.
I wish you well.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Thank you
you.
guys.
All right.
And thank you.
If you would like to hear more Holy Banter, please check out our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcast.